Who was the pick that you thought was a reach?
I'm going with Kon Knueppel. I think he's going to be a good player. I think he was a very safe pick. It's like, this guy's 100% going to be in the NBA. I'll give it for at least 12 years. He has a defined role. We know exactly how we're going to use him. However, 2 picks later was Trey Johnson. I think that guy could be a star. His floor is lower than Kon's floor. Like, Kon's floor is, I'm an NBA player. Trey's is like, maybe I'm Romeo Langford and I'd never really pan out at all. But I think if you're the Hornets, you got to swing a little bit harder. You have nothing going for you. Get Trey Johnson in the building. I understand not picking Ace Bailey. That guy's got some issues, but Kon felt a little too safe.
With Kon Knueppel, there's a high floor for sure. I did see an interesting comp for Klay Thompson, and just because of the way he comes off of screens and is able to shoot movement threes. If he can turn into Klay Thompson, it's a great pick. But yeah, I think there's less intangibles that would make him a star as much as some of the other players that went later in the draft.
Here's the only thing I'll say about Kon Knueppel is that his brothers have the weirdest names. Well, first of all, Kon, K-O-N, and his brothers Kager, Kinston, Cash, and Kid.
I don't like any of those. I don't like any of those names.
All kids. K's means a lot to the family. They were talking about this on the broadcast
like the
last
Kardashians.
night. Exactly. That's the Knueppels.
Maybe he will be good. I'm wrong.
Keeping up with the Knueppels.
Yeah.
Let's hope his middle name doesn't start with a K.
Oh, God.
My reach was Noa Essengue at 12 to the Bulls. And so this guy was projected to go top 10 by some experts, but the reason that I feel that this was a reach is that his team, which is Ulm in the German league, is currently in the German league finals against Bayern Munich, and were up 2-1 when he left them.
Oh, God.
They've since lost their game on Tuesday, and now the series is tied 2-2.
It shows his value. I mean, how good is this
Yeah, I
guy?
think it's a good thing.
Granted, he's only averaged 3.7 points, 1.7 rebounds, and 1.3 assists in the finals.
Oh.
So he wasn't like a massive part of that team. I will say, you still don't want your guy ditching your team. That's
I wonder if he had to, though.
No, he could have missed the draft. But it's the NBA draft. You're not going to
No,
skip
but
the
like-
NBA draft.
Yeah, that's true, because he's not under contract yet. He is getting picked, but he's not under contract. You're correct.
The number 26 pick, who went to Brooklyn, Ben Seraph, was his teammate on the team, decided to stay.
Ooh. So I think that is notable.
I think there's a
Obviously-
difference between going top 10 versus maybe being picked in the first round.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a projected top 10 pick, you're going to want to show up. I mean, this is what you're not building towards winning a German league final. You're building towards making the NBA. And so for him, this is a bigger moment for him, being drafted by the Bulls especially. I mean, a historic franchise like the Bulls, versus beating Bayern Munich, a soccer team,
Hold on.
in basketball.
Ben Seraph did not get the green room invite, as you're alluding to. But I will say, there are guys on that team who will never see the NBA, and this is the peak of their career or something. And to leave them behind like that, I think personally is a red flag, would be a red flag for me if I was a GM. It shows a little bit of me first, I think.
But do you think it was more so I could be at the NBA draft and be on TV, or more like, imagine if I freaking tear my Achilles in this game and now I'm not drafted?
When asked about it, he said, the draft is really special.
Okay.
It's maybe the best day of my life. I trust my teammates. I know they'll do their job.
It's not like this guy's like carrying the load of this team either, though. I don't know.
Those
I
stats
get
are a
it.
little misleading. Like you see a lot of these Euro guys who come to the NBA and you're like, these stats, like why is he so good? So he probably is better than those stats.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
say.
But it's not like he's the star player right now on this team. Like, he's not carrying the load. I mean, how many minutes does he play? Like 15 minutes? Like,
He was playing more during the regular
yeah.
season.
If your eighth man misses a game due to getting drafted, I think you can pick up the load from that elsewhere.
Other than that, I think the fit on the Bulls is a little weird, just because I feel like they may have just drafted another Patrick Williams
Who
here.
they're trying to get rid of.
Every player on the Bulls fits a little bit weird. That
Right.
roster is so poorly constructed.
Who's
I like
your
that.
reach, Johnny?
I'm gonna go with Hanson Yang. He's went 16th. He was a guy who wasn't really talked about much entering this process, and I just feel like the Blazers probably could have moved back to take him, maybe even gotten him in the second round, traded up in the second round. It just didn't seem like a guy who was going first round. Now, people are really high on the guy. He moves really well. He could be very good. You know, he's a project.
What's his nickname?
Chinese Jokic.
Chinese Jokic.
Yeah.
So he can move the ball pretty well.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. It could work out. It could work out very well. But I just think at this pick, it probably was a little bit of a reach.
The reason I don't love it, like I love the idea of him right now, but the reason I don't like it is because who went right after him? Walter Clayton Jr.
No, well,
The guy who just like basically the best college basketball player last year, led Florida to a national championship. I would have taken a little reach on him. I know he's a little older and like he's not exactly that big, but I'm taking the guy who just dominated college basketball over this project that none of us have really seen. So that's why I don't love it. And also the Blazers, they got Donovan Clingan, Robert Williams. They have a lot of big guys. I think they honestly could have used Walter Clayton Jr.
this is probably a guy who's going to sit in the G League probably for a little bit, develop.
I think I disagree with the Walter Clayton Jr. thing. Granted, they're pretty all in on Scoot right now, given they just traded Anthony Simons away as well and replaced him with Drew Holiday, who's probably going to be more of a mentor figure. I heard that the hope is that there'll be more of like a Karl Towns, Rudy Gobert sort of pairing with him and Clingan.
Okay.
Just because Hanson Yang can shoot threes. Obviously, that's an optimistic look at it. Interesting pick. Interesting that he went so high, given that I think Jonathan Wasserman ranked him as the 45th best prospect.
Don't love that.
But another combine riser who showed out at the NBA Combine and now in the first round.
And Jokic was a late pick, right? Was he second round?
Yeah.
So you never know.
You never know.
No one thought that guy would be better than Carson Edwards, if that's the same draft. It was kind of like a Walter Clayton Jr., sick in college, a little undersized.
I mean, they should have Taco Bell ad while Jokic was getting drafted. So
Boom.
Still haven't seen a Taco Bell ad with Jokic in it.
I know.
Feels
They
like a
should do
marketing
it.
feels like
stunt.
it should happen.